I'm talking Valkyries and Caustics and Gibraltars and Bloodhounds all going at it in the same final circle. But in Game 3, I'm expecting something even bigger, BWine, because that's what we've gotten today. Everything's gotten a little bit bigger, a little bit more interesting in this championships. And what else would you expect for a $2.58 million tournament?
Well, what I do expect is to see a lot of Gibby plays, as to every single team has opted to choose Gibby. And that really just shows you, one, that Gibby, one, is important. Two, the placement of your bubble is everything. It will make or break your team. As we saw last game, as Kanaka Pets got caught out because they had bubble too early and then they didn't have a way of rotating in. So that really goes to show that Gibby's bubble will be very important to these final zone plays as well.
Yeah, it's a huge interaction we saw, really highlighted that you perfectly put together at the right time with talking about ESA Black, our team that has been dominating with multiple big games here, 19 and 14 points. But another thing has gone their way. Even though we're at trials, it seems like it's going to be a thermal zone pull. And guess who lands there? ESA Black. So it's only getting what feels like a little easier for them to go ahead and contain themselves during this lead. But I wanted to bring up what was the most eye-catching thing for me, which was how dominant Sentinels looked on that high ground with Valkyrie in that final circle.
Not only did they have the high ground, they were able to defend the high ground successfully. While having it cost it made it extremely expensive. So not only would you have to scale the zip line to get there or use your Valko to get up there, you also would have to deal with the team shooting at you, and a Gibby bubble. You would also have to deal with the caustic gas, his ult, which he threw at the last second on their Gibby and was able to wipe the entire team. So they really played very smart and really showcased the power of Caustic, and him being a defensive legend, he really showcased his power there.
And I think I want to kind of get into the theory of this, because Valkyrie getting brought in and Octane as well, I think we kind of have a defensive legend, we have a tactical legend, and then usually we have like a movement utility legend, right? And these are the ways that the game has been structured, with Octane, Wraith, Horizon almost fighting for the same spots, Cryptos, Bloodhounds fighting for the same spots as well, and obviously Gibraltar's and Caustic, but they're doing it a little differently. Gibraltar and the Caustic with a Valk. Not traditional, but do you think that that's the type of thing we're going to see as the games keep progressing, this kind of almost iterative version of Apex Legends, with Valk being the centerpiece of that?
Yes, because with Valkyrie, she gives you the ability to get out of jail free card. As long as you're able to get your ult off, which takes about roughly 4 seconds to get off the ground and into the air, especially now that every team's using Gibby, throw a Gibby bubble down, use your Valk ult, get out, and it gives you a second chance, a second opportunity to figure out, and especially with their passive being able to highlight where everybody is, it makes things very easy to try to give your team a second chance, and zone fights as well, being able to reposition and even stealing the high ground as well from somebody else that may be even higher ground than they can access. So overall, I can definitely see Valkyrie being a very, very strong legend in the meta.
We'll see if that continues to shape up for Sentinels, but as you can see, it's already crowded here. My goodness, in Thermal, everyone knows that it is about to be a very contested circle, and getting the best spots early is what has often made the difference. 2 Brains, 1 Controller, a team that stands out for me in the way that they've been playing these circle zones so well that they're still in the mix in top 10, but they haven't had that kind of dynamic ending. And look who is at really the precipice of falling off this cliff. It's Sentinels, the team we were just talking about.
They're in a very rough spot, and as you can see, bottom 20, Kanaka Sports waited for their Gibby bubble to go down because they had to use it. But see it there at their edge. Now they have to just wait and see as they're going for it. And they're going to pressure him, show them that shooting fish in a barrel is one of their favorite sports. But they decide to back up as a third party has already come in. But they will stay inside the building, hold it down, and get some very nice poke.
It's interesting because Kungarna, known as bottom 20 in this tournament, but recently just signed with the team, also representing a team in Europe here, doesn't want to push. I mean, that's not worth it to leave that house and potentially get pushed by Renegades on the backside as well, who also have a Valkyrie. And this is where that reposition becomes so powerful, because think about Kungarna, bottom 20, pushing that team of Sentinels. I mean, that opens Pow Pow up for an easy Valk ultimate right into that same house while they're fighting, and then they could just take their position, force them into the same spot that Sentinels are in. So not an easy maneuver to pull off for either team here. Everyone has to be careful, and essentially patience seems to be the biggest virtue that's going to come into play here.
remember too as well with points, the higher up you place, the more points you get. So if you make it at 8th, 10th place, that's 2 points extra to the amount of kills you have. So no team wants to go out first. So yes, you may get that quick, easy 3 kills, but if your team is being wiped out from the 16th to the 20th team, you get 0 points. So yes, you have to think to yourself, is it worth getting those 3 kills and getting no placement points? Or do you want to sit and wait and live to fight another day?
Always the question mark when it comes to competitive play. Apex, it's more than chess. It's not quite Sudoku. And you know what? It's really more like Mahjong, which if you haven't played before and you're trying to play, I can tell you from one long Christmas day is a very difficult process. So you got to understand it takes time, it takes effort, and these teams have all put it in there. But even then, there's no guarantees. It's what we love about the esport. Meanwhile, CLG, they've guaranteed themselves coming into this with the ALGS official tournament being the #1 most winningest team. I stand corrected in saying TSM. That's overall in Apex history, but with the ALGS, CLG are the crowns, and I know they'd want me to correct myself there, and they deserve it. They absolutely are some of the best players mechanically that I've seen in Lou and Madness, and you cannot count out Vaxilon B, but you know, Madness, hearing from him as well, the determination they've got to almost prove some of the community wrong. Like, that wouldn't work out. Well, look at us. We're the winningest squad here. Tell me if that doesn't work out, or it sounds like it didn't to you.
It definitely sounds like it worked out pretty well. Like you say, you have stated it perfectly, having a lot of points. Right now, they're currently 8th with all the total points and everything they have right now against all the other teams. But that does not mean we should count them out, because they are in a very good position. As the person who's probably in the worst position is going to be Sentinels right now, as there are 4 teams looking at the edge of that corner, waiting for them to make a mistake. Vultures just waiting for the queue to go in and collect their free loot, as they're going to go ahead and look to see and try to put someone into a box.
That is exactly right. Vultures. Couldn't have said it better myself. Maybe a team that can are Renegades, as they are one of the teams on the outer edge looking at Sentinels with 3 others ahead of them. Let's go ahead and listen in to what's going on.
First scan for Dorito. We can also wait for next zone.
Before y'all do that, when would y'all want to take this spot if we thought it was going deeper?
Probably like zone 3, zone 4. I don't know.
You can hold it early, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the angle should not be that bad.
What's the LOS?
You can
like,
go
what teams
in like a
can see
corner, and I'm pretty sure they can't see you.
Nobody can. Not even this team up
If you go
here.
deep, if you go deep as fuck, yeah, I'm pretty sure no one can see you. I checked it out in a pub, and I'm pretty confident that no one will be able to see us if we play right.
Okay. And the only other issue is that it's on the very edge of the map, so like zone probably.
It's not really any better than this. Let's just see what next zone is, I guess. We could still get Dorito and shit, though. And I don't think anyone's gonna take Dorito between now and later. Unless it's one of the teams in these buildings that moves up, and then in which case we can just take that building. Any luck on getting that shield up?
I'm at 88. Are you sure there's still a team plat? Because they're ratting super hard. If there's a team plat. I haven't seen
I saw people there. But
Okay.
I don't know anymore.
Can't wait for the next zone.
You have Valcult again, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock up at this game.
That's one of the spots that I...
Man, Dorito said about 5 times. Subconsciously, I'm just starting to get hungry. I noticed my tongue started salivating. I can't focus too much on that, though. I want to bring it to you, B. Renegades seem pretty cool, calm and collected, already looking at next rotations. Not too much bother about Sentinels there, and really considering how do we get ourselves to the best position we can in the next round, which probably makes sense to you.
Well, right now with where they're at, they're in a very good spot because they look like they're going to be in zone for roughly around 2 more rounds. So they don't really need to move too much. They just need to secure their position, as TSS is now forced into a truck right now as they take a lot of damage and grenades are coming in. And they're going to have to take these grenades because if they leave the truck, that's going to be the end of them for this round. So as they have 2 teams all above them looking at them, waiting for them to move, they're going to have the Wraith Portal out. And there, just as I say, the Wraith Portal comes out. As we go ahead and switch over to FYP over here at Thermal Station right now, as one of their teammates is down. And it appears to be 3LG, as CLG is going in, getting ready to start fighting someone in the center of Thermal. FYP is riding it out. And riding as Gibby is pretty difficult because you got a big body. Yes, you do have fortified, but everyone knows that you have bubble, and they don't like that at all. They took that personal.
No. I don't think we'll see Gibby in any cross-country marathons in any time soon, especially since he's got 20 teams to play for during this tournament, the most popular legend selected today. But as the ALGS starts to continue into Game 3, the Volt action from Synced, we saw him and TSM getting into it earlier on at Harvester. Can't quite get it, and he gets knocked instead. Oh, that's got to suck. And you know why? It's because Fury Sucks is the one who dropped him there as well. But Dropped falls down. Can he pick him back up? Question marks here. Fury going in once more. Sees blood. Knocks Synced again. Dropped. Trying to win a 1v1. Can Fury do it? He'll have to collapse over a big Gibby shield, though. And he gets dropped himself. So dropping two. He's going to thirst Fury. He's got the armor swap, but he's getting poked as well, B. This is not looking good. Can he get out of this? Dropped in an almost unwinnable situation. I don't know how he does it, and he doesn't. That's the way it goes. Unfortunate from Dropped and Synced, but they will fall after a couple of harsh 1v1s and follow-up trades.
Really showcasing that, yes, you may be Octane and you can yeet yourself. The yeet meta can go 50-50. Either you win the gunfight or you lose the gunfight. Unfortunately, right there, you saw Sync went in to try to get the kill and then end up actually getting put down in the dirt for it. As well as the other Octane came in and he got put in the dirt for it. So it shows you, boom or bust, how you use your jump pads.
It's high risk, high reward, right? But it seems like Apex players like that style. And as a caster and as a viewer and a fan, a player, I tend to like it as well. It's the way I play. It's what I like to see. And I think it keeps everybody entertained. But right now, it's not about entertaining. It's not really about us, even though it is. It's about these 20 teams that have put themselves in this position to have a chance to play for $265,000 first place and a $2.58 million prize pool, which these championships hold. And there's the Valkyl, newest legend in Season 9, rising up to the skies. She's got her directions right ahead, and she's going to be able to scout out any team there. The problem is a little precarious, in my opinion. There's just so many teams already in Thermal, B, that they've got to be perfect on their landing.
I want to go ahead and highlight, I don't know how Sentinel is alive sitting at the edge of glory right there and hopes and dreams, because they are still have 4 teams looking directly at him as TSS go ahead and use the Valkyl to get back inside of Thermal Station, but they are positioned right above a team. There's a team in God spot. They're really going to have to start to move as grenades come in, and his Watson and Yugen is going to go ahead and get put down into the dirt as Sentinel is still somehow at the edge of this map, just vibing.
Hey, you know, it's don't look at me, and I'm out of sight, out of mind. Sentinels just know you cannot focus on us. If you run to us, you will get shot. Third party, we are protected by everyone else. If it was a 1v1, different story. They know how contested this is, and just as we mentioned, the Valk ult doesn't work out. It's just such a precarious thing, and still so much action here. Looks like this round 3, as we close to round 4, is going to get even dicier for these 16 teams left remaining. ESA Red, Prodigy Aces, Joey Blackout, Rakinishu just using anything they can as cover as defensive bombardments and ultimates rain down all around the backside of Thermal.
Yeah, as you can see right now, Sentinels are in. Oh, as they go right down inside of Dorito, Sentinel Retzi is under the building, hiding, hoping that no one comes looking. As you can see, TSM getting ready to come find a team on the outside as we switch back to Kanaka Pets, as they have a very good position. There's not too many teams on them, actually, but they're not in zone, so they're going to have to rotate in a little bit. And as they throw a Gibby ult, they could definitely play this and hold this high ground, as they have more zone than a team that is directly below them.
Ooh, and they have that little poke spot right there as well. R99's firing away, 36 to the dome on a blue shield, and this is TSM. Hal has got a bat. Snipe down. He's got to do a lot of work here. Hold off 2. He gets 1. That's snipe down for you. Sniping him down. Hal on the backside. Snipe slides in. That's TSM cleaning it up. Great teamwork from the #1 ranked team heading into this group and this tournament. And they'll survive for yet another moment. But they're wary. Teams know who was in the kill feed there, and they know it might be TSM in this beautiful spot.
What I really want to showcase is that how TSM rotated expertly around. They took a lot of damage, had someone rotate all the way around, because yes, this is high stakes, so it's very easy for players to get tunneled in or trying to down that one person who may be one shot, while TSM had snipe down, rotate around the building, get shots. The other team wasn't even looking at him as he came straight in with the Eva, and as a famous philosopher would say, let that thing rang on them. All right, and a very, very good job and very good.
I think that was Confucius, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Maybe Mozart.
Oh, maybe. Wow. Yeah, philosophy. I mean, classical piano. Just what a talented guy that Mozart was. We'll have to have some more. I need another one later on in the game, or maybe in Game 5 when we're back at it. But right now, ESA Black, team to watch, team to beat. #1 in the leaderboards. Kind of a surprise as well for, I think, a lot of people coming in from a casual perspective. You see names like TSM, NRG, CLG, and then you go ESA Black. They're first, and the way they've played, if you've just watched any of these games, that wouldn't be a surprise to you. They have been so consistent in terms of their positioning and the way they're patiently playing these final circles. They've got the 2 armors there, so an armor swap in case things get dicey inside. It feels like they're doing everything right, and then a little bit more.
I want to go ahead and point out Absolute Monarchy had lost their Gibby, and losing your Gibby in a lobby full of everyone else having a Gibby is very, very difficult. You no longer can command and take free space with that bubble. So as you can see, Renegades is going to go ahead and try to position. They're going to opt to go ahead and try to 50-50 this team that's fighting for their life right now as they step straight into a caustic gas, getting EMP'd. It's just one thing after another, but they're going to go ahead and be able to stabilize right here because there is, once again, a lot of teams waiting for someone to commit to that fight. As we see Fury, who clutched the first round, goes down, unfortunately, so he will not be clutching this round. But as you can go ahead and swap back to ESA Black going into position.
Wow, look at that, Renegades, and just shout out to Bowser. What a beautifully timed dome shield. He knew exactly when that crypto drone was coming out, and he waited, took the damage, then threw the shield. Otherwise, the shield would have been destroyed by the EMP. Those are the little things that make the big differences heading into it. Bottom 20, Congarna signed today, feeling good. Can they put that into their play? Sonar, Bloodhounds all around, and Renegades, unfortunately, not able to do it. They will not move on past 10 pace in this lobby, but bottom 20 have a chance with a Peacekeeper in hand. It's just one more knock, and he went to the left. They don't know where he is. He might be on the roof as well. Onmu, you can tell he's looking for him, but he went down. He might get third-partied as well, so KP potentially lost, but who cares? Bottom 20 in a great spot in this house. Kill leader as well from Bane. They are popping off. Watch out, bottom 20 having a knockout game.
Onmu really showcasing Caustic. While early game may not be the strongest legend, late game, Caustic is one of the strongest legends to have, especially in a tight circle, tight building. He is very, very oppressive. As you saw, there was people who just, yes, a Caustic can only run into your gas. That means you only can have to worry about one other person on the enemy team being able to walk and run straight through your gas. But his other 2 teammates, they don't have a gas mask. They are sifting, they're huffing and puffing and coughing their lungs out trying to push you inside that building.
And that's exactly what Caustic has planned in his ultimate plan of demise for anybody who tries to get into his way. And look at this. Congarna, bottom 20, and CLG sharing the same building except sharing different stairs. And actually, bottom 20 decides to get out of there and say, nope, we want to stay to the outside. We don't want to be upstairs. We want to keep open space, opportunities. You can tell in this round, 38 seconds left before this closes. Moves are about to be made, but who will make it first? Kanaka's Pets have a good eye line here. High ground as well on TSM, but they're going to have to drop soon as well. These G7 scouts all miss except the last, which hits 47 and a headshot, and they're getting pushed. No, Kanaka's Pets. Somebody's going to have to make a play, and it might be up to Fade. Who is it? AMV. They push in with Ack Mooney, and they go ahead and take down Kanaka's Pets, and that makes the lobby a little bit easier for CLG, who are now fighting, and Madness is the only one who makes it out alive going into the Void. Question is, will he be able to come out?
Right now, as you can see, Wraith really showcasing her power and why she is still one of its best top pick legends. And her ability to go into the Void and port her whole team in and out of fights is something that cannot be understated. That it is a very, very powerful ability right now. Probably one of the best rats, probably in my opinion, right next to Octane, as they're going to go ahead and unfortunately go down because there are just 4 teams all shooting in this one corner, knowing where exactly everybody is. Oh, 3 teams now. As you see TSM get the quick shield shot and go back for positioning, because they do not want to be the last team or the team to be caught in the middle of the crossfire, as they are getting pelted. But the issue is both teams know exactly where TSM is. As we go ahead and swap to NRG, who is holding a high ground and gets a beautiful grenade and shot right on TSM reps, and really showcasing that high ground is very, very important. My friend Anakin told me one time.
Yeah, I remember recalling that somewhere, though I don't think I was there. Kind of strange. NRG Nothing strange about this. This is the team we expected just on the eve of us saying, well, maybe they're not going to be in it today. It's TSM and NRG and AMV who round out this top 3, although TSM seems to be hurting. We'll have to see how much of the resources they've been able to recover. A care package in the middle as well. NRG, sweet. Rocker and Nathan looking sweet. Bloodhound scan is on. And they're in.
I want to go ahead and highlight that NRG and AMV are both circling TSM, as there is only one person still up right now. And if you can get TSM in, they go down. Now it's just the AMV versus NRG. Both of them have great positioning right now, with NRG having a little bit more favored positioning. Both bubbles go down, and our Rocker's going to go ahead opt to position back as they try to go ahead turn the brains off at 8 straight forward towards them. As right now there's just EVA shots, R301s everywhere. But unfortunately, Moheen Money is going to be go ahead and put down in the dirt as our NRG go ahead and clutch it out. The Gibby went down, but it does not mean anything to them because they are there to win it together.
Great stuff there, and NRG looking fantastic throughout the day, and I think you could tell by the way they were located out of that fight, had a bird's eye view over every